Hello, my beautiful people. We have a mission today to create a sliding ceiling-mounted camera holder. A ceiling-mounted camera slider. I think it's probably more correct. Essentially, how I'm going to do this is get two conduit pieces. I got a 10-foot long piece of conduit yesterday, so two 5-foot channels are going to be going across the top of this ceiling. And then I will drill into two pieces of wood that'll go across to hold the conduit in. So it'll have these two channels going parallel across from each other. And then from there, we'll have another piece of wood that sits in there that can slide back and forth. It'll be thicker. And then vertically, it'll have another hole to hold a piece of conduit that'll go down from it. From that hole, we will attach a piece of conduit that'll hang down. It'll fit into this arm. I mean, it'll be a longer piece, or we have a shorter piece also that we could have move in and out, because we can drill into it these bolts. I have this is about the right width for these, and then if we need to go a little further, we can use, probably shouldn't, but we have a countersink. We could probably just nudge it a little bit extra, or just kind of wobble with this one if we need to. If you know, you know. And then we should be able to just put the bolt between both of them, put the nut on there, and if we want to have a shorter one, we could have a shorter one, bust that out, go on to a longer one. If we want it higher or lower, we could have different layers of bars. Ideally, we could get something that can like fluctuate in height off one bar. Gonna look into building something like that. Also, I have no idea if this whole mechanism might be a terrible idea, so I figure I'm gonna kind of roughly put it together right now, not make it too perfect. See if the idea works, and then from there we can iterate on it. You know, I'd rather fail quicker and realize this is a bad idea than spend a bunch of time trying to make a beautiful thing that I end up realizing is a terrible idea anyway. So, today, I'm going to kind of try to do all of it. I was going to make a Blender animation to show what it looks like, but like, in theory it's a one-day build. I can just get it made. So we're going to aim right now to test this drill bit with this wood, see if it's going to give us like a tight fit for these to sit in there, or if we need to bore it out some more, or, you know, we're just going to start and go from there. All of this is to take more advantage of this Ulanzi ball head mount, because this morning I've been like putting it on the tripod, messing around, being like, oh my god, I can get crazy angles, but I still have a tripod in the middle of my floor that's like 2 feet wide that I need to walk through, and every time you walk you'll bump it, and it's just an unnecessary thing when we now have all of the pieces of technology to make a better solution. So let's get at this. I think first case is just seeing if this even works, right? Like seeing if this lining up, seeing if this fits. So we're just going to go straight through and see what happens. We're going the right direction. And actually, I'd rather it not go all the way through. For these end pieces that hold it in, so it doesn't have a chance to pop out. You know, if it's secured in, it should just sit there. Let's see. Moment of truth. Little too much wiggle. That's not... Again, though, we could drill it all the way through and it would just sit in there, and that would be pretty solid. I think we just get a piece of wood wide enough. The problem with this roof specifically, and why I should almost do this in the other room first, but I don't use the other room as much for filming, so why I'm not going to, is the beams in this, like the roof is slanted going up, so the actual support beams are like angled. But I figure if they're angled the same, I can just put a leg down to have it meet. None of this makes sense unless you can see what I can see. Can you see what I see? This is the roof with my lovely Trader Joe's bags that I use to cover the insulation. Genius move, I might add. Let's just find the distance between these beams, because even if it's angled, it should be angled the same way. Then we can offset it and just screw it in. Is my betting man's bet there? I say we make it a little wider just to be safe. I don't know if oh there it is. There's the film. There's the cam. It's just, let's say 18 is what it is. Let's make it 18 and a half. So I think we'll get some like redwood or something. Cut them both 18 and a half. Let's get down. I don't know why I'm still talking up here. Two 18 and a half pieces. We'll find a gap space in between that we can then put the Yagayo, mark it the same, drill through, and that should be good. At least for our rail to start, right? And then from there, we just make the second piece. We do need to install it before we secure the rail or put it on the ends, but we'll get there. The most important thing is just figuring out the width of the rail right now for those two pieces. Everything will be disassemblable until we finally assemble it. So she gave us some wiggle room and it should be great. Ah. Okay. 18.5. This one's got a little termite damage on it, but that just gives it a little more character, doesn't it? You know, while we're out here, we might as well measure and drill these holes. I'm thinking 18.5, we'll just do something simple. Well, I don't know. Do you think a wider base would make it more stable, or I feel like a wider base would make it a little more stable, but only to an extent. So let's say, here, let's figure this out live. I feel like somewhere between like here, 3.5 inches in. Let's say that. That's arbitrary, but it sounds good. 3.5 there. And on this other side, we'll do 3.5 also. 3.5. Make sure we're pulling on the tape both ways so it's the same 3.5, because if you push, it's a little different. Yeah, that looks pretty solid. And then let's see, how thick are these? They are almost exactly 3, so let's just say 1.5 across. Do we just drill through both at the same time? Is that crazy? It might be. I'm gonna get a clamp and just clamp it and drill both at the same time. Make sure this... By the way, for drilling wood, these Forstner bits are like the best thing ever. I should make sure this isn't shot, is it? Yeah, just about. Oh, that's backwards. Like butter. Did that go all the way through? Let's try a little more. That definitely did. Okay, let's do the other side. Alright, moment of truth. I'm gonna clamp it properly. Okay, kind of blew out a little unceremoniously in the back there. A little better. But again, we're not going for beauty points. I just found this piece of wood. It's hard to get in frame here. And I think it's kind of perfect because it's got just enough like width here and width there. I think the like deeper the hole is there, it'll have more stability on the pipe so it's not wiggling around. So essentially we just want this thing to be, you know, go sit on that. The only question is, I think we want to like that for more stability. So yeah, let's literally just mark this to that and call it a day. I just realized this might not be able to make it all the way through. We should have checked that. Okay, that's weird. Huh. Never got a Forstner so stuck before. Wonder what the secret to getting it out is. Guys, I literally have no idea. Like, I almost want to see if I could drill it all the way through at this point. Almost seems like the only functional solution. Which probably is not the best idea, but like I could tighten the chuck higher up. Like here. We're definitely gonna half it back down. We're in weird territory. We're gonna just try to double down, I guess. Did it make it through? It kind of felt like it did. And I hope so, because we have no other... Can't go any further. We did! Okay. Okay. It made it through. That's something. I think it just created this, yeah, this like wooden seal of Jebediah, as they say. So we just gotta kinda, yeah, let it get them. Probably should have, you know, honestly, we probably should have just taken it out a couple times as it was drilling to let this shrapnel strap its way out. I feel like this is a better thing to do manually, just so we don't accidentally, like, drill more. Oh, honestly, just push it through. Yeah, you can see, like, right in, there's a hole right in there. There's like a bottleneck. Yeah. Okay. Maybe not the straightest hole ever drilled in history, but it's a hole. And now, let's get the conduit and check if it'll work. Hole, conduit, it would be sitting on there, sliding back and forth. Yes, sirree! Yes, sirree, Bob. My contribution to camera technology, probably not a crazy contribution. It's going to slide on these two holes down the rail while another one sits here. And I think we got this. I think we got this. Okay, I think the next step is to just drill into these guys so they line up by placing this one in this one. And just drilling through there. I don't know if clamping is going to do anything, but it's going to make me feel more confident. Hey, clamping always does something. Always does something. Let's see if we can get it started. That's always the hardest part. I had a plan for this, actually. Sometimes if you can just get a little indent started for where the screw wants to go, or the drill. So like, sometimes it just needs a dimple. Maybe give the bit a second to cool down. But this is working. I think, and that little indent, gave it just enough room to start grooving down. It's one of those things, right? Like you don't, maybe that's a life lesson in and of itself. You don't need to do all the work yourself. Sometimes you could just start something, initiate it, be the catalyst, give something somewhere to dig into, groove into. Maybe that's a metaphor for this whole vlog in a way. We just created the point and then again, you know, honestly, huge thank you again to, it's insane the amount of views we got and subscribers and everything overnight. Thank you, algorithm, but more importantly, thank you, people who saw it on your feed. Not just did the algorithm show it to you, you saw it, you clicked it, you watched, you commented, you subscribed. Much love, much appreciation. Hopefully it's cooled off enough. Let's see if we can get back into it. Oh, it went through the whole table. Well, I think so. Yep. That's like a bad but a good sign. It went all the way through. So now the real moment of truth is, could we, like ideally, we could just thread this through. I think we're gonna have to use this to kind of bore it out a little more, or we could just use that and do the wiggle method that anyone who's ever built anything knows. Ooh, it almost feels like, God, it's like so close. We can almost thread it. I think we'll just do this then. Look, that was just enough to give it a little more. Dude, it's threading. If it threads, that's an even better connection. Ooh, it's like actually threading, I think. I'm just spinning it, going nowhere. It's doing it! You're doing it, Peter! You're doing it! Oh my God, we're gonna have to edit out all these sounds. Look at that though. You can see, or I can see, the bolt is almost... Oh, of course it... You're doing it, Peter. It's like a bit of a lip there. A bit of a lip there, I say. Okay, we take this knowledge. We take this knowledge. And this is great knowledge. And we're just gonna bore out this a tiny bit more. But reversage, so we make sure we get the right side. Guys, I think this is actually a good idea, potentially. Well, we'll see the whole, you know. But each individual part's working as I imagined it, so that's cool. It's just about whether or not the whole is equal to the sum of its parts. So we want to get specifically very scientific. Let's see if this works. Thread of destiny, thread of life and love, thread your way to my mate. God dang it. I feel like if we had it. Oh! Like it's just a strong hand. Oh, wait. I don't know if you guys have heard of these things called tools. They're kind of useful. Woo! I'm actually so excited about this. Oh, don't fall. I actually do it by hand completely. You guys, this might actually be a good idea. And then we just tighten it on with the bolt. Oh, we're getting a low battery warning. Okay, let's stop recording in case it dies. Probably, you know, break this bolt off, cut it somewhere like there. But just for now, for the sake of it, you guys, okay, so there's a little give, right, between this and that. But I think with the camera on it and the weight, it shouldn't really matter. Sorry, I'm hitting the top of the roof there. I think with a little weight on it, the give hopefully just kind of locks in. But we will see. But at least that part, success. We get that sitting through there, and then the bolt just keeps this from sliding out, essentially, right? So just kind of sit on there, and then this will slide on the rail back and forth. So now really all we need to do is find a way to attach the rail up there. Put this onto those two rails, and bada bing, bada boom. Dare I say, I think that's about right. So let's see. Let's put it through this one first. Let's slide it back that other one over there. Ooh. Is this enough? It should be. I guess we could have made this a little long. No, that's actually quite good on that side. I just want to make sure this is relatively parallel. It looks pretty good. We have plenty of room on this side. I say we kind of just go for it. Oh shit! Is this coming again? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're supposed to put the slidey thing on first. Okay, I see what's going on. Oh, back cramp. Oh, okay. Whew. Things above the head, so tiring. But I think we're there. We just need to put this last screw in. And there it is. I don't know what it is. Will it slide? Who knows? It's definitely a thing. We got the rail of 2 conduit going across. We got that, and it's hanging down with that, which has the attachment for that. I guess the $1,000,000 question is, does it actually slide in any way? It's kind of taking the pipe with it a little bit, but actually this one could be pushed back a bit more. There you go. That's great. That one's great. Oh, okay, again. We might need to secure these pipes in a little more securely. That was the one thing we were worried about. Let's see, how much room do we have? Oh, we got like an inch on this side. Okay, cool. Oh, we have plenty of space actually. Okay. We actually do have plenty of space. And in theory now, this slides anywhere we want the camera, say onto this arm. Oh, you can't see it. This arm that now we move. It is dangly. We could like through bolt a bolt through the wood and there, and then it would probably not dangle as much, because right now it's just kind of hangling in this looser thing. We could probably also shim it in a little more. As a basic concept though, the fact that it's even working at all, considering we're just freestyling this, we screw this on here to convert it from a microphone stand. Because again, my brand recording studio, I don't have a bunch of film tripods, but I have a lot of mic stands and pieces that I can kind of salvage from old broken ones. Screw that on there. This on here. And in theoretical, we now have a sliding. Okay, you can see there's a lot of movement here. We're gonna see. Let's honestly, right here. Let's set this up. Next shot, I'm gonna put the camera on right now. Let's see what it gets. Okay, so yeah, it's a little wiggly. But oop. Let's make sure to tighten everything. Let's not have it fall. That's what I'm most scared about. A little wiggly when you first touch it, but once you stop touching it, don't get me wrong, it is not I was imagining it to be a 90 degrees, but I guess because the weight of it and the wiggle. Or again, if we shim a little bit in there, so just it's a little more rigid, I think it'll have less wiggle. So right now it's kind of like angled, maybe 15, 20 degrees, just a little bit, because the weight of that's offsetting. But I mean, once it's offset, once it's there, can we rotate this a little using the ball? I mean, and that's what's so cool though, is like now look, if I want to show the desk, oh wait, we need to rotate the other way. Oh, this way. Then this a little. Okay, so there are some limitations with how the ball and everything interacts. But yeah, like that, if we could just reframe a shot real quick. Bada bing, bada boom. And now if I do stuff on the desk, that's the thing is it's shaky from the roof, but when I've been like trying to work on the desk, every time I touch this, every time I do anything, it's shaking the camera. I'm shaking this, the camera completely stable. And we should be able to get better framing in general. For like literally a freestyled, brainstormed idea, like I watched a couple videos on like camera sliding rails and do-it-yourself stuff that they generally took different approaches, but I got some inspiration from them, and just thought like, what are the materials I have? So I spent $5.20 for the 10-foot conduit that I cut in half today. The other conduit I had laying around from our recording studio that we tore down. So that, and then the wood was just scrap wood. So in total, why am I so dark in this thing? In total, we spent just $5.20 on this. Well, other than the Ulanzi ball mount head, the U100, I think it is, U100, that was a $40, but I was going to use that on a tripod anyway, and we're just using it on this now. But that was a $40 investment for both the swivel ball head and the quick release plate, which should be great for, oh wait, why am I holding it? Oh, because it's loose. That's why. But yeah, I'm gonna screw this in so it's a little less funky, and I'm happy, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, got that screwed on a little better there. And then actually you can see how crooked it is going up. I put a little tape. So it's still a little wobbly, but it's a lot more secure actually already. Just some paper and tape to get that a little more in. And then yeah, it can rotate. We can put the camera on it. Woo! Woo! In theory, let's see, can it reach? I think it should be able to reach like all the way over there. The question is, could it still hold a camera weight over there? We'll find out. Okay, so after asking that question, we tried. The camera cannot go that far. It seems like the biggest weakness in this is where the mic stand stops it from swiveling up and down. That it was just slowly like giving away. I moved it back, what, like 6 inches to where it's just above the table over here. And it seems to be pretty stable. I mean, worst case, so we could find another mic stand. Like, we have better mic stands or other things. If the only weakness is that part of it, pretty sure we can figure that out. Or just use it not all the way extended out because the weight's just too much for it, right? Like, this isn't that bad. We could always rotate this in, I believe, a little bit. Don't want to break this. Learning where our points of pain are. Rotate that in a little more if we want to show more of this area. Oh, again, it's a little shaky for a second after I touch it, but I think if we just know that and deal with it and are gentle. Cool. Okay, I don't actually know what time it is. I've kind of been doing that all day, just working on that. Because we actually had so much power that we were like at surplus. So I'm like, okay, let's use some power tools while we have the sunlight. Which reminds me I need to charge my chainsaw battery right now before it gets rainy again. Then we need to chop wood and it's not charged. So I'm going to go do that right now. Once again though, much love to everyone who's been tuning in, supporting. Hopefully we get a little better angles, / little better shots in here. And mostly, even if they're the same shots, I'm tired of tripping over a mic stand and trying to do stuff and finagle around it and then bumping it in the middle of shots. This is not in my way. The ground is free over here. To me, that's the victory. And the fact that this idea that we just kind of came up with works in any direction, in any way. Probably, again, a lot of room for improvement, but for our first go-rounds, the fact that I'm talking to my camera floating in the middle of my tiny home, pretty freaking stoked. And that's one of the cool things about having a tiny home is that, like, I can turn this into a studio so easy because I'm not building a rail that's going across the whole living room. It's like it's 5 feet, $5.20 worth of conduit pipe. So, I feel like we've filmed probably a ton today. Gonna be a Herculean task to edit, but not a Sisyphean, because it will have an end. So, probably gonna go walk Luffy right now, or chill for a second, then walk him. And yeah, much love everyone. Manufacturing Solutions out here. Let's go!
just realized I could film a little bit of it like this, and we could put this in the vlog maybe. Look at that, guys. The camera filming me, filming it, hanging up. Woo!